my hackathon project for Web3 ETL. I achieved token streaming with Revest FNFTs, and the kind of goal of this is, say you want to pay somebody, and instead of paying them every week or bi-weekly or whatever kind of schema you have for that, you want to allow them to continuously kind of get paid for the work that they do. And so this calls for token streaming, obviously, and there's two different functions that I wanted to kind of model with this token streaming. I wanted to model something like a linear graph, and I wanted to model a quadratic graph. And the reason why I wanted to do this and not just go with the linear is, say you're working at a startup or something and you want to hire a new dev, and the first few weeks maybe they're just like learning the ropes and not really contributing too many things that are meaningful. Well, maybe you won't want to give them all of that equity or all of that all of your tokens right in the beginning. You want to kind of vest it for later on, so that they're vested for putting more effort into the company and sticking around for longer. So that's kind of the idea of why I wanted to have two different functions to model this. Obviously, you can do as many functions as you want. It'll get harder as you try to do things like logs and implement that in Solidity, but still, this is kind of a proof of concept that you can take any polynomial and represent it with this token streaming. I accomplished this with two different functions, two different withdrawal functions rather, and that is the withdraw FNFT stream, as you can see it in the second code screen, and the withdraw FNFT stream quadratic. So the stream is just linear, and then the quadratic is obviously quadratic. And I calculate this. We can see right here, technically what I do is when I mint the NFT, and perhaps we'll go up here to kind of give some important context of that. This is your regular mint function. The one that I changed was in the Revest Sol, and this will be mint's time lock. Yeah. So I wrote this as well, mint time stream, and what this does is it takes the total amount of seconds that will be between your time lock. So you have your creation date or your creation time, and then you have your end time of when that lock will expire. And so I calculate the total amount of seconds, and then that's the amount of FNFTs that I'm creating. And the way it works is that every little increment, like say you want to redeem after 1 second, then you'll redeem one FNFT with the amount of value that you put in there, and so on and so forth. So yeah, let's go back to our withdraw FNFT stream. So knowing that, we're essentially going to be wanting in the linear function to withdraw the amount of FNFTs according to the amount of seconds that has passed, and we calculate that right here. And the code is pretty straightforward from then. We just burn it, we withdraw it, and then we update the withdrawn amount as well, because we don't want somebody to say the entire time is like 2 weeks long and 1 day has passed. We don't want them to keep on redeeming the amount that they're allotted for 1 day over and over and over again. So that's why we have this quantity minus with the withdrawn amount on line 138. So that kind of prevents them from hacking the system, if you will. So yeah, we update the withdrawn amount, and then we keep a record of the last withdrawn time as well. This is more relevant in the withdraw FNFT stream quadratic function, where we need to keep track of the total time that has passed and then the seconds that has passed as well. And this is allowing them to go up to a certain point, which is why we do a little bit of math right here to calculate the amount of seconds passed over the amount of seconds passed squared over the total amount of time, and that will give us a point on our curve that gives us our how many we should withdraw at one time. I also wrote test cases for this to demonstrate that it works. Feel free to modify the test cases in any way you see fit in evaluating this project. I have one right here where I test a linear function. This is pretty straightforward. I mean, you can just skip a different amount of weeks and then update that right here, and it should work just fine. And then the withdrawal stream quadratic. I also have another I'll go to this specific one, the offset. I have a multiplier that essentially calculates how much I should be offset by. So this is kind of helping me calculate that quadratic difference. In this, I will demonstrate that my code passes all of the test cases in live time. So I'll run forge t. This does take a little bit to run, but that's because it's compiling everything and running all of the test cases. And we can see that it has passed all of the test cases, including the ones that I have written and the ones that were already there from previous Revest development. Thank you very much for your consideration of my project for the Web3 ATL Hackathon.